how are you doing today? I hope that you're doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. Happy April 1st. So Cleo says hello as well. I had a really fun idea a couple of weeks ago, and I reached out to a ton of my bookish friends and asked them to help me make this video come to fruition. So if you don't know, April is National Poetry Month, and I love poetry, okay? I absolutely love it. These are all the poetry books that I have already read. Here's a little sneak peek into like my April TBR poetry that I'm going to read. But I also love cozy mysteries. And I was like, what if you could combine, you know, my love of cozy mysteries and smash it together with poetry. And then I started thinking about blackout poetry. If you don't know what blackout poetry is, it's where you take a page from a book and you black out all of the lines except for the words that you want to make your poem. And so I reached out to quite a few different people to create their own blackout poetry, and they knocked it out of the park. I'm challenging you that this month, I want you guys to tag me on Instagram or on Facebook your own blackout poetry from Cozy Mysteries. I'm so obsessed. I will put a link down below, the same link that I sent them on what blackout poetry is and how to do it. But I'm really excited. Okay, so let's dive into this. The very first person that we're going to talk about is Krysti from the Get Cozy podcast. So if you don't know her, she's absolutely fantastic, and you need to go follow her and go find her podcast because she interviews all of the cozy mystery authors, and it's fantastic. So she sent me this, and it's from the Shady Hollow series, which I automatically need in my life. Like I have to own it. I have to read it. But her blackout poetry is: everything you dream about in the world is a might wonder, a beautiful, cheerful river. That's just so freaking cool. And I am going to take all of these images and I'm going to create a post on my Instagram where you can see their actual blackout poetry, and then you'll switch to the next page and then you'll get to read their poem. So I will probably do 2 or 3 posts on that because I do have, I think, like 10 poems. But that was from Krysti from the Get Cozy podcast. The next one I have is Susan from Susan Knows Books, one of my closest friends. And she pulled from the 4 Charming Spells book. And it is: pointed time arrived. She whispered, killer, give it to next now. I love how these poems have sort of come about, and like the vibe and feeling that they're giving me as like a reader. Like, cause you know, cozies are normally like very like, oh, cozy, like comfy and like, you know, cozy murder, basically. All right, so Anna from Stacks of Paperbacks chose from Up to No Gouda, and her is hoping to catch her. She reached a thick wooden post, moody path, leading steps, depicting artwork. Large flower, slightly yellows within, nowhere small house claimed, visible giraffe that stood guard, when a heart nearly catapulted. It's so good. Oh, I seriously hope that you guys take my challenge and tag me in all of your blackout poetry. We have Ellie Alexander herself. She chose All Butter Short Dead by H.Y. Hannah. And her poem is: progress drifting in reverse until I was back warming into regret, well enough to grieve death. Oh, I love it. I also reached out to Adrian. He is a fellow cozy mystery writer like myself, and he has his own YouTube channel. I'm gonna link everybody down below, so make sure you go and follow them and give them all of the love. But he went for Gone for Gouda. I love that we've got some Goudas in here. And his poem is, if you believe the celebrity magazines and social media, going viral was a good indicator of someone's character. Maybe that's why people saw the error of cynicism. The heart of gold underneath the rough exterior hurt her brand. The company, too. I can just like see a whole entire like story being written from, I mean, obviously there was a story written from it. That's where we got it. But like, I feel like there could be like a story taken from that poem and like written in. I also reached out to my good friend Spencer from Intentionally Bookish, and she chose Buried in a Good Book, and hers is short and yet so sweet. He's after the chase, encountered woods so down. Love it. We also have Holly from Crooks Books. She has a YouTube channel as well. Absolutely fantastic. Her and I's reading tastes vibe really well. And she took this from Killer Chardonnay. Candles, wine, photographs, you. I make my way to everything my chest aches for. But sadness, it's heavy. There's no angel. There's only me. And where my heart is. Holly. Holly, you did so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I did 3. Okay, I did 1 middle grade. So I did Pages & Co. The Lost Fairy Tales, which, I love this series so much. So I took the very first page from the first chapter, and this is what I came up with. People had to book wander close to each other by simultaneously tickling fluff every time. I thought that was like a really fun way to create a poem, but it's middle grade, so it's kind of weird and ridiculous with the fact that in order to book wander, they have to tickle fluff. I thought it was fun. Okay. My next one is a book that's on my TBR, and it's Under Lock and Skeleton Key by Gigi Pandian, and I'm pretty pleased with it as well. Tested once more from the beaten up moonlight. In the dim light she glanced, satisfied that she felt almost free. Almost. Whew. And then last, but certainly not least, is the book that I'm currently reading, which is Paper Cuts by Ellie Adams. And this is from chapter 3 of the book. People were willing their stories, like an actor performing a monologue. It meant everybody's talking about folks. You can't keep dangling a breakup. Ooh, ah. But yeah, I'm super excited. I am so thankful to everyone who responded when I messaged them about creating a poem for this video. You guys are rock stars. I appreciate you so much. But yes, I need to see your blackout poetry with Cozy Mysteries. No books in mine were harmed. I took a picture of the book and then I did the markings through Canva. So that was a lot of fun. But that's the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading and creating blackout poetry. Bye.